Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Platinum Achievements. Date of recording is January 19th. Let me tell you, there's been a lot of news in the game industry, baby. So, there's a lot going on, and I don't have a lot of time. I'm squeezing this in between dinner and Sammy's bath time. Gonna scrub it up, dub, put the boy in the tub, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, let us begin with an update on my achievements and trophies. So, gamer score on the Xbox currently sitting at 672,770. And on the PlayStation, I'm going to alter what I've been doing before. I'm still at 95 platinums. I didn't really have a chance to complete Alan Wake. And also, the platinum itself, it's a hard one to just gauge completions by. So, 95 platinums, 629 golds, 841 silvers, and 2,006 bronze trophies. I think I'm just going to explain all the trophy tiers from here on out. So what have I been playing? A lot of Alan Wake. I finished my easy playthrough to unlock Nightmare and also get all the collectibles on that difficulty. I just have the Nightmare difficulty manuscripts, complete Nightmare, and the 2 DLCs. The DLCs, completing them in one run with no deaths, that's actually the hardest part of the game. You can even do it on easy. It's just, that is the hardest part. So yeah, played a little Alan Wake, as you can see on screen. Played some more Snake Pass a little bit. I enjoy Snake Pass. It's pretty fun. And then, what's really been occupying, well, I guess Alan Wake was what was really occupying my time. And I'll dive a little more into Alan Wake in a bit. But some news and update on a very popular decade-old game at this point. Grand Theft Auto 5 on the, I think it's the Xbox One version and the PS4 version. Rockstar shutting down the Rockstar Editor, whatever it's called, I'm not too sure. It's the game mode where you go in and you can direct mini clips and basically create your own like in-game movies, I guess? They're shutting that down, which means 10 achievements and or trophies are going to be unobtainable after February 20th. So naturally, I read that and my anxiety switched into high gear because I really didn't play all that much of the campaign, and you need to get pretty far in the campaign to unlock some of the prerequisite characters in order to complete that DLC pack. I guess we'll call it. I think it was more of a title update, but whatever. The heists and everything, they're still active. They're still good. Multiplayer's still going for a while. At least, until GTA 6 comes out, which is my bigger fear. So, everything's been put on the back burner. GTA 5 is now my focus. I never really got into GTA 5. I don't know what it was. The story just didn't grab me at first. Not that I really put much time into it. Like, honestly, I think I literally bought the game, got to the part where you could access the online, and then I played a bunch of online with my friends. I created you'll probably see him next week. I created an evil persona in multiplayer. I'm not like role-playing strictly, but like just as jokingly. I call him Red Magma. He wears a red tux, black shirt, and he's got a black hockey mask with like orange detailing on it. He's pretty cool. I enjoy him. I think he's got a smiley face tattoo on his hand. I don't know why I did that, but I did. But I have, at this point, gotten... Excuse me while I clear my throat. Let me get some water, too. So, at this point, I have gotten the 5 easiest achievements in that title update pack. I believe I got the one for using your online character as a director, visiting all the locations. I believe, using it for the first time, uploading 1 clip and uploading 10 clips. Very easy. I banged it out in like an hour-ish. But there's a few things that you need to progress in the story. You need to basically unlock every actor, they call it, which is just a lot of special characters. You unlock them through the game. Usually it's by interacting with them or completing missions. And you'll need to use one of them in the director mode. You need to get pretty far, is my understanding, to unlock them. Or all of them. And then to use one of them to get your achievement or trophy. Then we have something called Cryptologist. You basically I think they added these after the fact. There are peyote cactuses. I think they're cactuses, plants, whatever, scattered throughout Los Santos or San Andreas. I really don't know what the city is anymore, even though I've been playing it. And I think they added them post-launch. You have to go and interact with them. You'll become an animal for a spirit journey or whatever it is. Then you unlock the animal in the director mode. I believe you only need to access... I think there's 27 total. I think you only need like 21. You don't need to do the underwater ones for that. I don't know if you need to do them for collectibles in game, but for that at least, you need to, collect those, get those characters, and just use them in that director mode. From what I've read online, it's not a hard completion, or not completion, it's not a hard task to beat the game and access all the characters in order to complete that DLC. But the problem is, as you all know, and I've already mentioned, I've got a little baby boy, and GTA is not exactly child-friendly, and I've already done all the stuff that I can do that would be considered child-friendly. So, realistically, I have about, 3 hours a night if I'm really lucky, and then I have his naps. Today was actually our first snow day. I actually took off work, so... while he was napping, I was GTAing, but also watching The Walking Dead, because I'm trying to catch up on that. I'm like a little more than halfway through Season 10. Gotta get them Blu-rays off the shelf. But I digress. So yes, I wanted to get that out of the way. Hop on GTA if you haven't finished that game mode and you want to complete the game, get 100%. Because it looks like they're done actually updating the game, which is, good. I mean, updating as far as achievements and everything, because I haven't seen a pack drop recently. There was an update to the heist pack, like a really challenging heist, but that's about it, and I don't even know how recent that was, so maybe I'm a liar, I don't know. Now, on to what is probably one of my favorite games ever, and I don't even really know why, but it's Alan Wake. The footage you are seeing, I adore Alan Wake. I'm going to put up a clip right here of me scooting over to my little bookshelf, and I have the novelization of the game. Have I read it yet? Not yet, but I will at some point. Maybe after this GTA shenanigans are done. But I adore Alan Wake. It's just such an interesting story. I love the world that they set up, and that they later expand through another fantastic game called Control. Alan Wake is a cool character. I love the mechanics of using the flashlight to remove the darkness, to, shoot them, as one does with dark creatures. But for those that haven't played it, you are playing a writer with a writer's block. Let's think of him like Stephen King's the wrong one to go with. Maybe like a James Patterson. He has like a character, Alex Casey, very successful author, and he has writer's block, so he decides to kill off his main character in a book. And his wife suggests, hey, let's get away for the weekend. Let's, regroup. His marriage is also not doing that great. So they go to this place called Bright Falls. It's like a northwestern coastal town? Baytown? I don't know. Think like a Life is Strange type town. And I don't know what it is about those types of places. They just seem so idyllic to me. And... I wouldn't mind just packing it all up, going to live in one of those. But I don't know what my skills would be. Because I feel like you need skills to live in a place like that. Alan and his wife Alice, they go to this restaurant to pick up the keys to their cabin for the weekend or the week or something. And Alan gets the keys, but maybe not from the best creature. Maybe essentially a ghost or a ghoulie. And so they go to the cabin, it's on a little lake, and then the nighttime comes, Alice goes missing, and what is essentially happening throughout the game is Alan is trapped in the cabin. I don't know if this is spoilers, but it's an old game. But Alan is essentially trapped in the cabin, writing a story of him trying to escape being trapped. So you're basically playing like Alan kind of in his own head, I guess. Because you go to different locations and things are not always what they seem. You fight a lot of darkness. You're murdering a lot of, technically, people. But it's all within Alan's story that he's writing. And it connects to Control in a really cool way. Alan, I guess, was actually, borderline, like next in line to be the director of Control, which your main character Jesse eventually becomes. But you go through as Alan, and you're just trying to escape. Essentially, you're just getting to the end of the level. You're just plowing through these darkness guys, trying to find manuscript pages, thermoses, signs. There's, I think, another collectible, TVs, radios, all that stuff. He actually used to write for a show called, oh man, I can't remember the show's name, but it was essentially Twilight Zone. And you explore that in the sequel to the game called American Nightmare, which was like a 360 arcade exclusive, it was okay. It wasn't bad. And to explain just how much I love the Alan Wake game, I'm currently playing the PS4 version that was given away with PS Plus. That's another reason I'm trying to rush through it, because I don't know if I'm renewing my PS Plus in June. I believe it's up. They've been doing a whole bunch of shenanigans with like targeted renewals at discounted prices. They did a price jump. It's $80 now, and I don't know if I can justify it at that point. But, so they gave away Alan Wake, PS4 and PS5 version. I did the PS5 version last year. And the PS4 version is my 4th time going through this game. I did it on 360 when it was an Xbox 360 exclusive with all the DLCs. Then they did the remasters. I guess they did them a few... It might have been last year, maybe 2 years ago. So I picked it up on Xbox, and I beat it there too. I love it so much. And then I got it on PS Plus. I did the PS5 version last year, and I'm doing the PS4 version this year. And I don't get bored of the game. It's not the most enjoyable, at least on my easy runs, because I'm using that to just collect all the collectibles, so I don't got to do that in my nightmare mode. At least with this playthrough it is. But I just love the series, and honestly Remedy so much, the developers, that they could release this game Skyrim style and everything, and I'd probably play it everywhere. Kind of like Life is Strange. I've done Life is Strange a few times. But the follow-up to this game, well, I guess it's not the follow-up, because American Nightmare is the follow-up. Control, I've also done, let's see, I did it on Xbox, the original game. I did all the DLCs there, which Alan Wake DLC is in there too. He makes a comeback, guys. And then I did the Ultimate Edition on Xbox. And then, it's not on PS Plus. I think I bought it. I bought the Ultimate Edition on the PlayStation, which came with the PS4 and PS5 versions. So I think I did the PS4 version. No, maybe I did the PS5 version already. And I have the PS4 version to go. I have one to go still. But yeah, I don't know, those last 2 games, excluding American Nightmare, absolutely love those games. I can't wait to go back and play Control again for the 4th time. And speaking on what we talked about last week, I beat the game normally the first time for Control. But then there's accessibility features. So there's one-hit kills, invincibility. I turn those bad boys on because at this point, I'm just trying to get the trophies again, get the achievements again, when I was doing those. And I know the story and it's super enjoyable, but with Samsky running around everywhere, I don't know if you can hear him doing his little meat slaps with his toes downstairs. I gotta get through some games as quick as I can, you know what I mean? So, that's where I think I'm done there, talking about that. But let's do something a little unorthodox. I'm going to score Alan Wake. Even though I absolutely adore this game, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. And my reasoning for that is, even though I adore the game, I adore the story, I think it's intentional, but the voice acting in some points is a little stiff. Again, I think that's on purpose. He narrates himself a lot. The gameplay itself, while I really enjoy, the running around is a little frustrating because he has like a stamina, but you don't see the stamina. So you'll run, and then he'll slow down. And then you just gotta kind of hope and pray that he's ready to run again, especially in the forest areas. Those are intense. And I think my biggest criticism of the game is, from a control standpoint, I guess, you can toggle which side Alan, like which shoulder you're viewing over on Alan, either your right or the left one. And I prefer the left, I guess Gears of War style. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I guess you're over his left shoulder looking out. But even when you switch to that, if you move a certain way, it just kicks you back to your right shoulder, and it really throws me off. But other than that, super enjoyable game. Highly, highly recommend. It's not my recommendation for this week, because I think did I already recommend it? That was a loud noise. Maybe you'll get a double recommendation. So go play Alan Wake if you haven't already, and go play Control. And if you have the means, go play American Nightmare. Just play all the Remedy games. Quantum Break too. Quantum Break is criminally underrated. That was a very fun time travel game starring Iceman and Littlefinger, and I think Mary from Lord of the Rings is in there. Yeah, it's not Pippin. Mary's in there. Lance Reddick is in there. Rest in peace. So play all those recent-ish Remedy games. They're all fantastic. Maybe not Crossfire X. I don't even know if you can play that anymore. They contributed, I think, to the campaign. And I heard it wasn't good. But I don't think any of that game was good. But let's move on to the next and final topic of the video. Xbox did what they call the developer_direct. And they had 4 of their studios and a surprise 5th studio talk about some upcoming games for the year 2024. And they're not all bangers for me. I really enjoyed developers talking about their games, though, so it was at least interesting to watch, even for the games I wasn't really interested in. I did skip one, and I'll explain that in a second. But I'm going to rank them from least excited to most excited, for me personally. So, I have it actually pulled up here. For me, the least exciting game, and it's strictly because I'm just not a fan of the genre, is... There's Sammy running around. Oh man, I'm so gassy. What did I didn't really eat anything. What did I eat? I had some cookies? Some shortbreads from Girl Scouts? Now I'm just drinking some water? I also got like phlegm stuck in the back of my throat. I hate when that happens. Happens all the time though. Okay, back to the games that they showed. My least anticipated game, and again, strictly because I'm not a fan of this genre, is a game called Aura History Untold. It is made by Oxide Games. There's some ex-developers from Firaxis. It's made by some people that used to do the Civilization games. I'm just not a fan of the Civ games. They just don't really interest me. I understand that a lot of people like them and they have their value. Just for me personally, not a fan. So, bottom of the list just by default. Next up, we have Obsidian's new game, Avowed, and it looks. It's an Obsidian game. It's also lower on the list because they're not generally games that I enjoy. It looks interesting, but it also just looks like another kind of Fallout game, and the combat and like just the way I guess your hands are placed. Like with your swords and your magic and everything, it just doesn't look that great to me. Like that element doesn't look great to me. The environment looks gorgeous. Like it looks really good visually. It's just not a game that really speaks to me. And I know there's an audience for it, and more power to you guys. It's just not for me. Not for me personally. Man, I'm so thirsty. I guess I didn't really drink much today. I had a Gatorade. But I had a shovel, so there's that. Okay, now for the 3 games that I am very excited about. The number 3 on the list is called Visions of Mana. Never played any of these games myself, but the art style looks adorable. And actually, I'll try to put some like B-roll of these games up while I talk about them. But yeah, Visions of Mana looks adorable. Great cartoonish, or not cartoonish, stylized art direction. Sammy was very much interested in not only the fact that the developers, Square Enix, they were talking in Japanese. Sammy was really interested to hear another language, it sounded like. But also visually, very cute. He was very interested in the big I guess it's a black fox. He was very interested in watching that thing run around. He really liked that. Combat looks cool. It looks like a very fun RPG with really cool monster designs, a great looking or a great sounding score, and I'm really looking forward to hopefully playing this one in March, unless some other games decide to go offline. That's the worst part for me, is like my hierarchy of completing games is like games either discontinuing or servers going down, Game Pass leaving, then I tackle what I really want to play. Just because I have a sickness, clearly. I've told you my gamer score, my trophies. I clearly have a sickness. The next game, which I think we actually got yes, May 21st, 2024. I'm absolutely going to play that game when it comes out. Hellblade 2, Senua's Saga. I adore Hellblade. It is such an incredible experience of a game. It's gorgeous, even to this day. It was released initially on the PlayStation 4? Yeah, because I didn't have a 3. PS4 was incredible there. The 3D audio is just terrifying. The combat was a little weak, but it was telling us more of a narrative story with combat just kind of being a driving force. So I didn't really knock it for that. I adore Hellblade. I played it on the PS4. Then they let it go multi-platform, so I played it on the Xbox. And then I think at some point, Xbox bought Ninja Theory, the developers behind it. And now it's on PC Game Pass with a different trophy list, or achievement list. So I've been slowly working, or I started it. I got decently far in. My PC had a little trouble running it. So I decided to put it down for now. But I'll go back at some point, because I love that game. I'll stutter through it, I don't care. And my number one game, you already know it if you've seen the developer director, if you've seen anything online about it, my process of elimination, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which I understand why they're calling it the Great Circle now. I'm still not in love with that title. I feel like for the Indiana Jones, it should be Indiana Jones and the blank of blank. Because we've had the Raiders of the Lost Ark, the Temple of... Well, we had Last Crusade. Huh. I guess it works. Because Last Crusade is my favorite. But Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, they got Harrison Ford's likeness for the game, which is fantastic. Troy Baker does a great... I guess it's a Harrison Ford impersonation. Troy Baker's a great voice actor. He's fantastic. But he does great... It sounds like Indiana Jones... So, he gets an A+ in my book. It takes place in between Raiders and The Last Crusade, which is pretty cool. And it's a first-person... let's call it what it is. It's a first-person, globe-trotting, Nazi shooting, Indiana Jones romp across the world. I think I already said globe-trotting, but whatever. And it's made by Machine Games. They do the Wolfenstein games. I love the Wolfenstein games. Wolfenstein New Order is one of my favorite first-person shooters. I was a little hesitant seeing what they were doing as far as like Indiana Jones whip, but it honestly just kind of looks like a grapple hook where you just whip around some Nazis and pull them in and you take out your gun and you go bam, or you can punch them. And then there's cool puzzle moments where we go into third person. It looks so cool. I'm so excited for this game. When does it come out? Sometime this year, maybe. Could it get pushed? Maybe, but I hope not. I'll probably buy this game physically. I love Indiana Jones. I did let Sammy watch the first one, and we got to the part where Indiana Jones is fighting the big shirtless Nazi on the plane, and the big Nazi throws a haymaker. Sammy might have imitated him, so I was like, okay, after this movie, you're done with Indiana Jones for a few years. Because also, I forgot how violent Indiana Jones is, and I'm sure as hell not showing him Temple of Doom. One, because it's my least favorite, but two, because that is a graphic movie. That is very violent. Again, I'm kind of speeding through this episode a little bit, just because we're on a time crunch with bath time. So, I apologize if I've been talking really quick. But, we're not at a bad time. We're at like 27 minutes at the time of recording. Then I'll edit it down. It'll be a little quicker. But that is really those are the topics I had for this week. Rockstar shutting down that DLC pack, so get on that. The developer direct and just my love for Alan Wake. There you go, guys. And My recommendation for this week, aside from all the Remedy games, let me find my phone so I can tell you what I'm recommending for you guys and girls. And okay, the game that I'm recommending for you guys to play, GTA 5. If you haven't already, I know I'm real late to this party, but GTA 5 is pretty fun. I'm enjoying it. Definitely get in there and get your achievements if you're still missing those. If you've already beaten the game and you have all the characters unlocked, you're already most of the way there, so get on that. Go play Grand Theft Auto 5, guys. And the upcoming game I want you guys to keep an eye out for, we just talked about it, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Keep an eye out for it. I think it's going to be fantastic. I'm trying to get some buddies together and create a, it's called Fantasy Critic. Is it Fantasy Critic? Let me look it up. Get out here. Nope. FantasyCritic.games, which is basically fantasy football, but for video game releases where you get points based off of the, I think, the Metacritic or Open Critic of the games when they come out. I'm trying to get a couple buddies together to take part in that because I like the idea of fantasy leagues. I love the TV show The League, but I'm not a huge football fan. I'll watch it sometimes, but I'm not a big sportsman. But why I tangented to that? I'm trying to get my buddies together to create this league, and I want to draft Indiana Jones because I have that much faith in it, guys. Can't wait for that game. Keep an eye out for it. And I think that's it. Did we finish the show? Did you guys enjoy the show? I hope so. Thanks everyone for watching, by the way. I'm getting way more engagement than I thought I would. If you haven't by this point, subscribe if you're feeling saucy about it. Like, if you feel like watching more videos, staying up to date when these come out. Give the video a like. Share with some game friends. See if they're into this too. And where else am I going with this? Put it on. Hit the bell button if you want. I never put it on for anything, but if you feel like doing it, if that's something you're usually into, if you feel like staying up to date when I post things, go for it. Yeah, this should be posting on the 20th, so tomorrow. My buddy James just messaged me, and he wants to record another episode of Tri-State Pop, so we might have an 8th episode coming out next week as well, which would be cool. But yeah, that's it. Thank you, everyone, for watching. If you could, go down and leave a comment and just let me know what games from the developer direct you're looking forward to. Or if you're working on your Grand Theft Auto 5 DLCs. Or if you like Alan Wake and Remedy as much as I do. Thanks for watching, everybody. Keep on hunting, boys and girls. I don't remember what the outro is, but that's what it is this week. Okay, bye.